building in Singapore, but of course, none of our tallest building here get into the top 20 tallest building in the world. Yeah, the reason in Singapore we have building height restriction. Yeah, our building can only go as far as 290 meters high, not taller than that. The reason is because in a small island like Singapore, we actually have 5 airports. Yeah? 2 are civilian, Changi, the one we came from, and there's another one smaller airport for what do you call it, chartered flight. We call it the Seletar Airport, while the other 3 are military air bases. Yeah, and of course they were all, except for Changi, they were all built what do you call it, during the British colonial time. Gentlemen, once the light turned green, for those of you who are seated over to the left hand side of the bus, I need to tell me what is the name of the road right in front of us, and it has to do with the history of this area. And it also have to do with land reclamation. Remember, I was talking about land reclamation? Yeah? Home for these rich merchants. And now we are on the original shore of Singapore, and this area is called Bugis, which is named after some of the earlier migrants that came here way before the British does. They came from the island of Sulawesi in Indonesia. Take a look now to your right here. This is Bugis Junction, and this is where the old world meet the new world. Can you see? From the outside, it looked like a very modern shopping mall. But take a look now. We're going to pass by a little street. I need all of you to look over to your right now. This one here. Can you see this one? Yeah, this one. Can you see the old street still standing? They still keep the facade of the old street. Yeah? And this was built by a Japanese company, Parco. Yeah? And street dining. And we are passing through what was known back then as the European settlement area. Nothing much I can prove to you that this used to be a place where the Europeans stay, except for this building coming right along to your left. Can you see this one here? This is of course the Raffles Hotel. Yeah, it used to be a bungalow owned by a wealthy Arab traders, the Al Sagoft. Yeah, and of course beside this building, we used to have other buildings which used to be owned by merchants from the Portugal, Dr. Jose de Melda, the Bostit family, and many more. So many of them built houses here. So today, Raffles Hotel is one of the most expensive hotel in the country. It's an all-suite hotel, and the room costs you $1,500 a night. Yeah. So, and Raffles Hotel is so famous for the Long Bar, where the world famous cocktail, the Singapore Sling, was created. Take a look now. On the second floor, you're going to see the Long Bar. Yes. Can you see people are queuing to get into the bar? Because it's a unique experience to enjoy the Singapore Sling inside the bar itself. You will be served with a bag of... Yeah? Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, take a look now to your right. You're going to see some of the other colonial building to prove to you that this used to be part of the European settlement area. Take a look now to your right, the Capitol. Yeah, it used to be a residence. Yeah, but today it's part of the Kempinski Capitol Hotel. And inside this complex, they even have a theater. We call it the Capitol Theater. You will see this cathedral, the St. Andrew's Cathedral, built for the officers of the British East India Company. And the unique history of this building, that this parcel of land where the church is still standing was actually donated by a wealthy Arab trader, Said Omar Al Junaid, who used to own many lands in Singapore. So he gave so that they can build a house of worship. And next, take a look at this beautiful marble facade building. Yeah? For those of you who are sitting over to the left, look up. You will see a structure right on the rooftop that looks almost like a flying saucer. And of course, this is a modern interpretation of a dome. Yeah? So whenever I do a walking tour along the city, my tourists love to be taken a photo in front of the building. And I say that's a good choice. Just remain outside. Do not go in, because this happens to be the Supreme Court. Yeah? So we have many courts. This is the highest of them all. Yeah? So over here, only the serious cases, criminal cases like murder, corruption, yeah? Kidnapping, and very commonly drug trafficking are being heard here. And the Singapore government is very, very strict on drug trafficking, or rather drug offences in Singapore. Our Parliament House, not a very big building, because we only have 93 elected members of Parliament. Yeah? Some people call it the House of Broken Promises. And to your left, this was the old courthouse. The one that I was pointing out replaces this building. Yeah? Okay, take a look now to your right. You're going to see a white building with a statue of a black elephant standing on a pedestal. This happens to be the original Parliament House until the other one took over in 1999. And this building happens to be the oldest European building in this country, completed in 1826. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived here in our first stop. Yeah? So we're going to do a walking tour now. I'm going to walk with you along the Singapore River, and the final stop for this walking tour will be the Merlion Park. Yeah? So this is where you will have that golden